record on.
Right, okay, so let's just start. What we'll do, we'll do the warm-up that I learned over the weekend. So I went to Reading and trained with Master Chen Ying Jun, who is son, not the older son, I think he's the middle son of Grandmaster Chen Xiaowang. Just see, is that someone trying to come in? Is that everybody? No, because the wind is blowing. Okay, the sun's come out. That's good. The sun's come out again. We've got these very strange weather fronts. For those of you watching at home, we've got these very strange weather fronts, and nobody knows what clothes to wear, do we? It's warm. But then when it's raining, it's really wet and cold. So I've got a long sleeve. I've got a long sleeve jumper under my top, and it's yeah. So what he did first is he started with his bit together, and he waited for a very, very long time. Now, obviously, the seminar was from 10 o'clock until 5. We did have lots of breaks though. We had nice long breaks, so we worked for maybe an hour. And then we'd have a big long break, and then in the break you can either have a break or you can practice. And because I was paying lots of money, I practiced. So he's still teaching today and tomorrow, and he was teaching in Ireland, and he was also teaching in Bristol. He's teaching in Bristol at the weekend. So what I might do next year is kind of follow him around the country, because he was very good and a nice guy as well. He wasn't like a show off or anything. He was very ordinary and nice, but very highly skilled. So he starts it. Then you lift your left heel, and then you step into. Now, when he stepped, it made it perfectly cheap. But have a look and make sure your feet are lined up and everything's in line. Right. You're just going to breathe in and breathe out. And there's a spine exercise. So he does these 2 exercises first, and then he also does this thing called short stand, where we stand still for 20 minutes, and that's a short one. We started the whole day with a long stand, which was more like 45 minutes standing still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to the way he does a standing, which is normally when I've done standing, I'll do it up here, but he does it very low down. So he says, get it low down. And then the other thing he did, it's more about connecting through the feet and getting the weight through the feet properly and lining yourself up so you can really feel the weight sinking correctly through the feet, rather than sinking one, because we normally say sink the hips and raise the head. And he was still floating the head, but he didn't really talk about sinking the hips at all. He was more about getting the connection, and if anything, he was getting everybody to come more upright when he was doing corrections and doing posture corrections. Well, really, really quite an interesting way of looking at it, and one that I've not quite thought about in that way before. So I've actually got to go back and do some practice. So like this, and then what he does is that his hips went one way slightly and his shoulders went the other, and it's this very small movement. You just go round and round. And when I did it with, and then he also had his hands just placed on there, and he was very, very still, very calm. He'd wait and wait and wait. Now, then he'd say, okay, and then we'd move on to it. It's really good, very calm. So I'm just going to do this. And thanks for making it. I thought I was going to be here all my own. And you just let your arms rest. If they move, just let them move if they want to move. Because when I looked in the hall, there was about 40 people on day one, and maybe slightly more on day two on Saturday. And I'd run out of money by then, so I went to see my normal teachers on Sunday. Nice relax. So you just want your shoulders to relax. You want the hips to sink. So you're just getting what you're doing is it's just a gentle mobilization of the spine. And we did this maybe for about 5 minutes, but we won't do it for 5 minutes, and then go in the other direction. So this is just a bit of a whistle stop before. Because if you've got all day to train, it means you can spend much longer on warm up. So just a little rotation of the spine. So this, I won't do the one for the knees, but I like the spine rotation for that. It's very good. So it just gently mobilizes the spine. Okay, come back to the middle again. And then what he did is he just went round his feet. So he goes into the heels and then the toes, and he went round in the circle. So we've done that one before. And there was a real sense of quiet that he had. He was quite a young chap. But all of the sons all teach Tai Chi, and they've got their own different interpretations of it. So the older son lives in Chen Village, where they're all from. And I don't know what the younger one's doing. The middle one, he lives in Australia, probably. And he goes all around the world. Well, they all go around the world, actually. And his dad's younger brother also teaches. The whole family teaches. So it was quite fun. At the end of the seminar, I got asked to sing folk songs, so that's good. So I did. So, yeah, just feel the feet. So we're going round and round and round in the circle. We have done this one before, actually. So. And then you go round and round the other way. And also he's got slightly different hand positions when he does the silk reading. So, but we only did one, but we didn't even do silk reading two, we just did silk reading one. So I'll show you that. It's £85 a day to train. I've stayed in that Stanley as well, so it's quite pricey. Because of the hotel costs, they've only choose 2 days to see him. So. But I'll save up next year. He's got good stuff. Very, very good. Okay, and then you take a big stance, so go out with his left foot. You've got the full stance, and then you just round and round. So you move your hips circular. And So we'll just continue with the regular warm up. But what the other thing he did, actually, we'll do it because I thought it was quite good. So what you do is you go into your horse stance and you turn your waist and you actually hit your body. So the bottom hand goes along this point, mid-men, that spine point, and then the other hand just hits. Actually, he actually physically hit his body in different places. And he said it's called iron shirt, and what it is, it's for bone density. So by hitting, what you're doing is you strengthen the body, and you said it's if anybody hits you and you don't get out of the way, they get hurt and you don't. If you get really good at this thing called iron shirt, and I thought iron shirt, and then I kind of did that. No, that's different, you know. But it's and he turns away, and maybe if you did iron enough shirts, you'd get really sweat as well. I don't know. And he just went round, and there's also your long one point curve, which is probably a good one to hit. So at one point I was doing a long one, my mid-men, and he just. And he was quite vigorous when he did it, and really hit the thumbs, but we don't have to do that because he's a master, and he's been doing Tai Chi since he was a little chap, you know, under his dad. So, I mean, I did train with his dad maybe twice, and he really was, he could really move. His dad was like, you know, one of these really inspirational, unusual, you only see people like that occurring once in a while. It was like who do you any with of, you know, someone really, really good, Ravi Shankar or something, you know, he's really quite exceptional. He was exceptional.
You think she's
well, yeah, but you wouldn't, because this guy is. But the good thing about the son, he just practices a lot, and he's very good, very good, and it kind of. That was actually better than when I was with his dad. Thinking, well, I could never do that because he was more ordinary about it, and he obviously just works at it. And he just think, well, if I work at it, I can get just as good as this bloke. Because he says, oh, you just have to practice. No, you can get as good as it. It's really, he wasn't trying to be, you know, a superstar about it. And it's all good, and it's very good for you, and the benefits of time. He was talking about the benefits, health, but doing this stuff, it's supposed to keep you strong. Right, so there was that one, which I've not really done, and the horse stance, that just helps you strengthen your legs. And then a lot of the students, when they were going back from horse stance, jump up like that. So you can do that if you want, or you can just, you know. And then, now he had a much softer way. So normally when we do this, we go like that. Let's do that first, because that's good to do as well. But he had his own spin on it, on a different version, but much more subtle. And yeah, his movements were nice. Solid guy. He was quite beefy and stocky. Looked a bit like a rugby player. Had a quite thick, you know, and so he obviously likes doing the fighting and the grappling. You could see by how he moved. He was a fighter, and not. Oh, see, around 45, maybe 50, between 45 and 50. Because his dad's 78, 79, and his dad started when he was 3, I think. And the whole family, there's a big kind of Chen family. They all of them practice, but I didn't notice any. Apparently, there'd been one woman who did it, but she, there wasn't really any. There's no. I looked at the picture book of all the different family, and I went, well, where's the women? But they're, you know, I think they just had boys. So, I mean, there are women that practice Chen style, and they're very good, but they're not members of the family. So we just go back to that one. Now what he did is he went like this, so he just very gently just went, it's a bit like the one we've done in the fasten bomb exercises actually, you know, we talked about sweeping the clothes. So he did it very slowly and he had very elegant, he just moved his hand in a very nice way. And there was a little turn and you just have to relax. So you relax your whole body and you're also connecting to the ground. So when you're quite nice, isn't it? Well, yeah, I mean, you just, you know, you can imagine sort of standing outside your doorstep in the sunshine, just doing this for it's just really relaxing. I'm like, no, I like this, this is good. And you can sometimes sort of try too hard and make things far more complicated than they need to be. And that's the thing I really liked about it. It was very clear what he was doing. And he wasn't doing any extra bits. It was all very efficient and yeah, it was really, really nice Tai Chi for a whole. It's lovely, nice guy as well. So it's, probably too fast. Slow down. He was going really slow and very kind of deliberate about what he was doing and how he was doing it, rather than sort of throwing things away. There was a shape to it. He was making like an interesting shape, but at the same time relaxed. Like that. So there we go. So there's that one. So let's just warm up the rest of our just warm up. So we'll just start with the shoulders. So this was one I did recently. You go really forward, really exaggerated, and you go up, back, and down. This is one from Erica Scuba, and she said you're like sliding with the scapula, she said, if that helps. And you just make it really big so that it just helps kind of thaw it all out. Other direction. Okay. And then what you do is you do the same exercise. So when I did this with Emma, so I've been hanging out with people that really know stuff and seeing what I can pass on, trigger. Now do very small movements. I do very small movements. So my teacher's actually Eva, she's actually seeing him today. She's going to see him in June today. And then we go in the other direction. Just chin into your arms. Yes. And bounce. She's really into bounce and shape. So we'll do bounce first. So I suppose we come into class. What to do? Just shape. And just feel, again, feel your connections. Makes you warmer, doesn't it? That sounds kind of beautiful. Did you get, it was quite interesting actually with the wind, because there's the lotus cherry blossom falls left and right, and I was watching the leaves falling down, and it was like cherry blossom falls left and right. I was like, oh, okay, it can be autumn leaves fall left and right as well. So I'll have to look at that later. It's very really good. So I asked Mark about the Heather's breath cheek. I said, well, how old is it? You know, where did it get from? It was actually developed in the 1990s. But a lot of this stuff, well, it's like folk songs. You know, you get folk songs, there's a lot of similarity between Tai Chi and folk music. You get songs that are hundreds and hundreds, sometimes maybe even thousands of years old. And then you'll get folk songs that have just been made. And it's like that. The Heather's breath Qigong would have been developed by someone who studies the art and says, oh, let's do this. And it's just as traditional as, it's in the tradition, it's just a new folk song instead of an old one. So I was like, oh, I was kind of a bit disappointed because I was hoping it was 1,000 years. But Master Chen Yin-jung, he was saying about how what happens is the grandmasters take things out and put things in the syllabus. And the standing that we're going to be looking at, we're slowly working our way towards, was actually, he said he reckons they've had pictures of it from thousands of years ago. So the thing that we're going to do before we do the thing invented in the 90s was he reckoned between 4,000 and 5,000 years old instead. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's like, right. So it's a bit mind-boggling, you know? And then we go up, stretch. And I love that one. It's fantastic. Okay. Up, keep the shape, and then you stretch through the elastic, and then bubble. What's wrong with food? So I'm really into shaking at the moment. I do it as much as I possibly can because it's very useful for getting the connection through the body. Stretch and any questions on the shaking and bouncing? All right, let's just warm our arms up, and we'll also do the knee thing as well. But we'll do the knee thing that I learned from Barry because I think that works best for. So we were doing a lot of squats. I was getting to squat down a lot. We were doing a lot of squatting. Yeah. So out and in. It's a good thing to develop, being able to squat down. The fitness, apparently the fitness people getting up again. Yeah. So the fitness people they're all saying how important it is now, apparently. So we knew about that already, but and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then so it was done going up, down, up, down, up, down. I mean, luckily I'm all right at it because Ella's been getting me to sports. And then you can do it like that. That's quite good. Do it consecutive and then try together. That's new. And then shape. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. The circle. And the other way. 10, roll forwards, 3, 6, back. Okay, and then take a slightly wider side, just going to do bounce and swing. So this is one of Ella's. Just gently swing. If you want, you can get it to monkey pose. Get the monkey pose as well. Feeling your bounce, feeling the bounce. And then breathing. Upright. And gently. 1, 7, 8, 9. Right, semi-circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2. Time. Right. So nice and move round on the feet. Breathing. Just feel the head flow. And we're connecting through. So there is a lengthening through the spine. But you'll try and get your weight right through the feet. So you want to have soft knees and not be like really rigid and not be really sunk down. So and the other thing he was saying, the importance of not leaning back. So you're slightly forward. Rather than, there were some people doing this and then they'll just topple over. So it's just, you've got to sort of try and be more even through the feet. He was very particular about that, and he looked really solid on his feet. I mean, you know, this guy does a lot of the pushing hands and grabbing the stuff, so he knows what he was talking about, getting solid in the feet. So let's just bring one foot forward and we'll do the knee thing. So let's go. Ready? Go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then massage and rub the knee joint behind, just being kind to your knee joint. Okay. And then, and the other thing is that you can check his leg like that, which I thought was fantastic. It's really good. Right, let's do the other one. So this is you did this leg. Oh, we'll do the leg one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then tap around the knee joint. So he did do the knee joint one, and actually I did the knee joint one separate, and then when I did this exercise, it like worked better because my knees didn't feel quite as horrible. So so I think warming up and getting your body conditioned right, I think it's worth it, you know, and then do that shake. So then we tap your feet like that. Just to, now this time, bring your foot in, and then he was quite particular about it. He did it quite fast. So go like that. about 30 times. So then he went the other way, and it was quite, kind of almost forced by it. When he did it. I think that's about 30, isn't it? And then, oh, shut the leg. Yeah, we'll do the other leg. And then we tap, so he tapped a bit just to get his foot in the right place. It's a bit like, remind me a bit of thumb with his toes and stuff. Yeah. And then, like that. And then you go, begin. Yeah, it's very, very thorough and methodical. It's nice. Well, it wasn't exactly the same number we did it. That one we did. Yeah, just bending or the trying. Bend and circling outwards, out circle first, then we change inward circle, but it was quite dum, that's what it is. So it's much faster than what normally I do it much slower than this, but he was quite vigorous about just getting that. I think that's about 30, isn't it? And then he does the shaky thing. I thought, what? Okay, so well, we've done the neck, done the spine. Okay, so now he said short standing. Now we will do a short one because there's no point. I think we shouldn't do maybe we'll do something between 5 and 10 minutes max because we'll work towards his short standing. He stands for minimum. He only does 20-minute bursts. He does, but we won't be able to do 20 minutes because we're just learning, and all the people that have been in the all those primary and beginners, there weren't any beginners there. I mean, I was one of the more advanced. I've been doing it quite a long time, but a lot of people there have been doing it at least 3 or 4 years, and you know, so yeah. So he has his feet together. Then it says short stand. He lifts his left leg. So do your left leg. I'm using my left leg because I don't really want to mirror it. Then he puts his toe down and then his other foot down and then sits. And we want to check. Now when he did it, his feet were perfectly in the correct place. And then breathe in, raise the hands, and then just bring them in quite low. And he had his hands not like that, he had them round a bit more and just next to his tummy. And he says, when you get more advanced, the hands lift up. So and the other thing is, he said when he practices standing, he has his eyes closed, because then he can feel what's going on inside. He said, and if you have your eyes open, you can get distracted more easily. So I found it quite nice. Just see, and he went around every single person and moved bits to move like hips. It was really, really good. If you try and get your weight central in the feet. Now this is the thing. In China, about 5,000 years. That's amazing. Oh, the other thing is this has got to feel very calm. So before he does any form work or anything like that, he always does this. And he'll do it for 20 minutes. And when we did it on Friday, we did this for 40 minutes. I thought we did it for about 5 hours. And you can do like little movements if it helps, little movements around the feet, just to make sure you're really getting your weight. You want to feel the weight in the feet. Notice the focus, contact, notice the contact through the feet. Notice your alignment in the body, so you're trying to be upright, correctly aligned. Very relaxed arms. There's no effort to hold your arms. So that was 5 minutes. Okay, let's just do 5 minutes. So bring the foot in, and then you sink first, and then you come upright, and that's when you've a little shake. How did you find that? I mean, that's 5 minutes, but I think anything also, yeah. That's why we did the knee thing first, but it's worth, you can also do that very same exercise as down. You can just sit quietly if you find it. Exactly. So ignore that, it's my phone. Oh. Okay. Good. So you can do it sitting down, and you're just practicing your alignment and your connection. So if you find it difficult to do it, I mean that was 5 minutes, and that's pretty hard work for 5 minutes. We'll develop it. We maybe add an extra 10 seconds on each time or something. So we're not, but you can do it there, and then you can also have the arms up a bit higher. There's other postures that I've done for other arts, but the one that they do in these particular arts, that one is Qigong, it's the energy work. But I've done other arts where they do different postures and stand in different postures, and that's definitely. But you can do that one. Yeah. It's you have to build, like all the people that were in that room. They could all, you know, some of us have been practicing for quite a while. They found it hard to stand for 40 minutes. Everyone's like, ooh, and he puts you in the right posture. And when you get put in the right posture, you just stand there, just feel what his correction was. But it's still really hard work. So what was I was doing this one. I did that one, and it was he got me correct, and I was practicing it, and it was hard work. It's really wonderful. Well, wonderful, really, really nice. But you want to build up towards getting that. So by doing the standing, it helps you calm the mind, and it helps align your body, so you can feel which bits are like you might be sticking out there, and you go, oh, I'm sticking out there. If you've got a mirror, you can use the mirror to check that everything's all in line. But I probably wouldn't do more than 5 minutes tops. A little shake out, and you just go very gentle shake. So when I'm done shaking with Eva, she does the vigorous one, you like a buzzing, like a bee, or you just do a very loose. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? So I've been playing around with speeds and different ideas of the body, like loud and soft. Like in music, you get your crescendos and your louds, fortes and pianos. You can do the same in Tai Chi movements. You can make them really big, and that's nice. And then you can also, the other thing Eva's into is these micro movements. She does really, really, really tiny movements that you can't see, especially on Zoom. You haven't got a clue what she's doing. So it's nice to see her in real life. So, any questions on the standing exercise? We will have our tea break at 1:30. Now, is that clock correct? Oh, no, that's slow. That is. I think it's slow. Let's sort this out now. Mine is 24 minutes.
Yes, no, just mine.
That's
24.
Mine says 21 minutes past. Yes, correct. 22 on mine. You're 22 on your phone.
Well, my
All right, I've moved this here.
I'll be able to check my phone.
It's the phone. Because there was that very windy, wasn't it? And it moves the clock. That will have to go. I think that would be better. And
it was a different time. Yes.
right, so why don't we have a look, and you can do this sitting down or standing up. Let's have a look at the Heaven's Breath Qigong. We'll do some of the movements before tea. We won't be in a room. You can do them sitting down, you can do them standing up. And we'll do the first 6 movements. First 6 movements, I've just got them there in front of me. So the first 2, so we all start with the tuning into the national grid, I call it. So this isn't in it, but this is what we did when I did it with Mark. And we like this, we open, and it's like the angel of the north. So you just do that for a bit. It just, I've seen it, you know, you see it. I like it, I think it's quite cool. It's massive, isn't it, the angel of the north? And you're just tuning in, and you just imagine, like, electricity or line of light or something. I think it said it was like just kind of and then so now we've got cultivating the breath and soothing the breath. Movements. Number 1, so you breathe in and out. So yeah, I was a bit sad to find out it was actually so I was hoping this was like 1,000-year-old thing that dug up from some cave somewhere. But hey, who cares? It's great. So breathe in. And that's a Heaven's Breath Qigong. Now, just because something's old doesn't actually mean it's good. This really is nice. So we'll just do a few extra and then soothing the breath. So you just breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. I mean, you're doing all the principles, being relaxed, coordinated. Welcome and embrace the child. Breathe in. Yeah, we'll do 3 each time because that's what it said on the packet. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Down, I've just got to check my fruit sheets on the day. So I'll forget the order in the wrong way because I'm still learning it. Are floating the wings to sink into the lake. I love that one. Float the wings to sink into the lake. So this is the one where you go up on raised head. Float the wings, breathe in, sink. I just love it. So whoever invented this made some wonderful names. They would do this 6 times. And then shaking off 100 illnesses. So you breathe in, turn to your left, turn to the right, back to the middle, raise up and good that way. Turn to the right, turn to the left, back to the middle, up and turn the head first. Then come on. Oh, that's easy. Okay, let's do one more time inside. To the middle, up, down. And then once more with feeling. That was number 4. Number 5 is, we've got gathering the clouds to clear the skies, and then we've got pulling the threads from heaven. Gathering the clouds to clear the skies, that's number 5, and then number 6 is pulling the threads from heaven. So this was the one where we go hum, ha. We do the hum, ha. So it's like a bingo, and then so or a so we just get nice and relaxed, and then we breathe in. And then once more with feeling. And then we've got pulling the threads from heaven. So you have your feet together, unless your feet don't work that way, do what works. Just do what works. It's not compulsory, So we like this, we turn, we breathe in, and then we breathe out, we pull the threads, pull the threads, pull the threads, pull the threads, pull the threads. And we breathe in, and we pull the threads. I love this, fantastic. Really, it's like a dance friend. Breathe in. Okay, one more time inside. I think it's 3 each side. It might be 4 actually. I mean, all these would have been based on old stuff. It's just new versions of it. Okay. Oh. Yeah, it's tea time. Hey, let's just go back to that one before we have our tea. Tea is very important. Okay. I'll put the kettle back on. Oh yeah, new stuff. It's good. I like to keep. I mean, I'm still practicing all the old stuff, but I just like to keep things fresh. And by learning new things, you get a different perspective on the stuff you've been doing for 20, 30 years. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. Let's pause for a moment. Right. Tea break.
Shall we pay you now?
Oh. But what I'd like to do is have a look at the version of silk reading that Master Yunjin did. And I just thought it was quite interesting. So he starts like this, and then he put his left foot out and stepped into a big horse stance. Now, if you don't want to step into a big horse stance, it can be a small horse stance. Now, you might want to be on a miniature pony, or some people were doing it, and I'm like, no. So And he'd sort of, he'd be like sort of triangular first, and he'd bend his knees a bit and sit down. And then his hand there, his hand there. So this is like normal. Turn, his weight shoot across the turn. Now this time, instead of tucking right under like that, he actually had his hand out forward so that the fingers were pointing forward. And we did this for ages. And then we come across, out, down, and in. So it wasn't that different, it was a bit different. Just so this is silk reading number 1. We didn't even do silk reading number 2. Did you do any other silk reading apart from the first one? That's all we did. So, considering I was there all day, we did the 4. We did the first. I did the first 2 sections of the 4. So there's 4 sections. I did half. And there wasn't any, it wasn't that different than how I learned it, which was a relief. Because I was like, I mean, it's, the thing is, it's a bit like if you listen to someone playing music, there's slight styling differences. But the fundamentals, all the notes were the same. It was all the same notes. It was all the same notes, it was just styling. Silkwind is more like that. Okay, let's try up the answer. So he was quite like he wouldn't do anything throwaway. It was all really carefully presented. So he put his hand out and his hand like that, and then it was all very. And he was so calm. He had a very calm voice, like his dad. His dad had a very calm voice, but also very quiet. So you hardly hear. And whereas he had the same calmness that his dad had, but you could understand him and stuff. And you could hear him that he was louder, but very, just by being there, you felt calmer. So it was great. He was completely unhurried and very particular and unhurried. There's real sense of, and I thought, yeah, that's good, because you can do stuff in a bit of a rush and sort of fudge it. Whereas he was very, he'd place his feet first, and then he'd move when he was ready. And it was such a relief that you didn't feel, at no point did I feel like I was in a hurry at all. And it was wonderful. I highly recommend training with him. It was fit for, I mean, the M4s look much fun, but and actually being in a room with 40 odd people all doing it, really cool. I was like, this is good. I got given a t-shirt as well with his name on it. Nice, nice t-shirt. So the money that you buy, not all of it goes to him, it goes to the hall hire, because I had to hire the hall for 4 days, the YMCA hall. Quite a lot. And then you can go like this and do it with both sides. So then it comes both hands like that. And I'll try and remember, I'm going to have a bit of a go at these first before we join in. I only learned them on Friday, and I've never done them before. Either. Right, I'm just showing you how it's started like this. Turn this foot out. Yeah, like that. Do that, and then you can walk up and back. Yeah, this is sort of what he did. I mean, he did it like that, but he's been doing this for 40 odd years. I just did it for a few days. So, we could give that a go. So, and then he did it on the other side as well. So everybody, we'll just step, if everybody faces that way. So have your feet together, then turn your right foot out to the corner, and then place your left foot forward, and then bring the hands like that. And then, now, people are watching on running over to this, so I have to do it from the side. And then what we do is just come forward, and then back, like that. So it's like silk reeling one, silk reeling two. So forward. Back. That's it. So you want the hands on the other side of the body. So you want the hands, that's it. But apart from that, perfect. So now you go forwards like that, and back. And then you come forward, bring your foot up. Then you go like that, bring your foot up, and back, hang on, and once more, that's it, and then you turn that way, what did we do it? You went like that, thing. I could just be making it up though, because it was great, I've never seen it before, I'm like, oh, what's that, that's interesting. You kind of just went like that. Something like that. I mean, that'll do for now. I'll ask the people in Bristol that I'm getting on well with the Bristol crew. Then Mark and his students. And then we'll try it using the other foot so we're not wonky. So now we turn the left foot out, and then we place the right foot forward. And then we're like this. So it's the silk reeling number 1 and 2 together. So that's pretty easy. And then you 1, 2. I just thought it was brilliant. I just wish I could do it properly, do it justice. And then the walking backwards thing, you did, and you step, and it was like a snake-like movement. I'll look it up, I'm sure there's lots of people doing this on the video. But it looked really throwaway, but it wasn't. And you can see there was this lovely movement. Because there's another movement, step back and circle arms, which has a similar, which we do in the form. It's got completely different. Someone was saying, oh, was it like step back and circle arms? I said no. So that was really good. So this is the one I was working on. In particular, I was working on that one because I find it personally quite difficult. And he does a thing called posture correction. So you go into posture and he puts you in the right spot. And then when you do it, the whole move together, it works better. It flows. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's just go back. So when I went and trained, so I spent 2 full days with Chen and John. And then I spent an entire morning with Scuba. And it was, so I'm a bit like,
Space, yeah.
I've got so much, well, it's more like I've got so much different things to think about and practice. It was very inspiring.
I just opened it.
No, I was all right because I'm used to it and I practice a lot and I'm teaching a lot and I'm practicing in between when I get a chance. And I was still doing my meditation thing, so I'm on this week 2 now of this meditation introduction to how to do meditating. And they're very, really good, very, very, they're giving me very simple things. I like simple stuff, I don't like anything complicated. I like it to be simple, because simple is still hard.
You can always work up to the noise.
You can work up to the, and complicated stuff, just all the simple stuff put together. So it's a bit like if you do, I've got a friend, a very good friend of mine who's a specialist in music from Cameroon, and she knows all these African polyrhythms, where they all play different, but actually if you do each rhythm in its own, it's very simple. So it's like that, it builds up, oh, it's amazing, she's amazing, her voice is like, she's a singing teacher, and I'm gonna go see her, because she knows she knows some useful tricks. And she can get all the expression as well, she knows about the, yeah, they do it really, really good, but, she knows all about the polyrhythms, and she can move, she does special, dancing and stuff. So anything that involves movement, I am just interested in. Fantastic. So nice, so that's feeling a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So we'll just slowly work through, I want to get to the end of the Heaven's Breath Qigong. I think it's a wonderful set. Yeah. My favourite one though is the Bhagwan Gin. Now the Bhagwan Gin, that has been around for thousands of years. So, or at least, you know, they had drawings of it, like old drawings from a long time ago. And they've been all different variations of it, but I just love it. It's just, so we'll get back to those. As the health sets are just great. So let's just we'll just do a little bit of that standing thing again, just because it's so lifted his left foot, places it, and then settles down, calm down. And wait. Feel a bit better. And the when I did this well, he'd say, you know, if an elephant ran at you, bounce off. If you get really good. So I don't wish to try that. But I like the idea. I like the idea that you're so solid and so in line and ground and rooted down. All the animals will just fly off you. I might be alright in the field. So this from Yichuan it's called Chengbao, but they called it Zhangzhuang. In dreadfully, his Chinese is amazing. Because considering he lives in Australia, I was like, oh, that sounds lovely. His Chinese is fantastic. So just breathing. Embrace. The tiger returns back. And the other thing, I'd always known this movement as part of the one, which is made from Chen style. But Carell can translate. And he said, no, that is not the correct translation. So I what's the correct translation? Wild horse shakes its mane. I like that. So when we get back to doing the form next year, and we get to a wild horse shakes its mane, the move makes so much more sense. In 24 step, it definitely is part of artificial step, because you can see it, you can imagine. But the wild horse shaking its mane, I thought, oh, that's like beautiful poetry, fantastic. So just from the translations, if you don't understand the context, you can get the wrong words contextually. So I thought that's very. So I learned loads of stuff over the weekend. So we want to see, there we are, and we're all very nicely relaxed, connected. It's about connecting, so that we're really stable, balance. So balance. The T-shirt, the Chinese writing was balance and power. Balance and power. So you get good power and having good balance. That's how. So I got rid of the scaffolding.
Oh yeah, cool, yes. Yeah.
Honest about it, so we look beautifully youthful. And yeah, I was a bit worried because I'm not exactly young these days, but I was one of the, I was actually, apart from the teacher, I was like the youngest person there, and I'm like, oh, that's not right, because this guy is really something. Like a rock star, rock stars go all around the world. I love this bit. It's really face bit. Fantastic, isn't it? And Robert this is for the health and longevity. So this is massaging the hips. Yeah, someone had put all the chairs in very squashed up, and I'm not gonna. It was too hard to get them out. I'm not going to be able to put them back in again. So we'll have to just stack them And they've still not got rid of that broken one. So you just have to watch out. So nice and tall, and just feel the ground. It's really getting us to feel the feet, actually. And I really could, and and not being in a hurry, not being I thought, yeah, this is nice. It's just felt, even though some of the stuff we were doing, I couldn't do it at all what he was doing. I didn't feel pressured, you know, I was like, no, this is good, it's right. So I thought, yeah, I've learned a lot from you both. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, just sinking back. Breathing, very nice. Yeah. But you've got loads of space and room in your body, but you're also very solidly attached and rooted to the ground. So you've got this real frame of strength, good balance. Loveliness. One more time. Fabulous. Make a fist with the right hand, left hand over the top, feet together, and back. Wonderful. So there you go. So I want to go and hang out with Martins more often. I think there's a moral to that story, and I will. I thought, you know, it's worth it. Just from what I can bring back. You know, it's great. All right. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed that class. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.